Right, we are live. Cool, cool. All right, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 on Let's Talk Chess. Hell yeah, boys. Let's talk. We have AJ here with us today, and we also have the very special Paul back on the podcast. How you guys doing?
Fantastic. How are you?
Doing good. AJ, how about you?
I'm doing pretty good. Coming off of NXL weekend this past weekend. Pretty stoked for the future. Let's go.
Heck yeah. Checkmate, checkmate. Well, today's episode, we will be watching some footage that these two have not seen yet from ICPL Maryland, which was our first pro event. You guys remember like the news when I broke that out and how that felt? Would love to hear your sides. See that
Dude,
feeling?
that was at the end of last year, right?
Yeah, it was right after we basically won the ICPL Sacramento. We got the email like 2 weeks later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember you sent only a couple of us like that. You're like, hey, what do you guys think? And we're like, fuck yeah, let's go. But then you were like, oh, we need a team event or we need a team vote. Let's get everyone in on a group call. And I was sitting in my car on a nice sunny day and we did the phone call. And I think everyone was just super ecstatic. So that was pretty fun.
I just remember our group chat went crazy.
Yeah, dude, it was something I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting Jason Trojan to email us and basically go, "Hey, you guys just won the pro spot, and to keep the pro spot, you got to go to Maryland." So the problem with that was a lot of you boys had to go play WCPBL. So it was kind of like,
Yeah.
how do I convince you guys? And
I think it wasn't you that did any convincing. I think
nope.
Jobin was the one that like sweet talked us. And I think the moment he started sweet talking us, we were already in. Like there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Don't get me wrong, I would have loved to have played WC, but to have the first opportunity to go play a pro event and to go to Maryland was pretty fun. I mean, we had a pretty good setup with Dylan's family giving
Yeah.
us a place. I think it was really financially like doable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think the excitement was there too. We were all excited from our win, and then we get this offer, and then we got the place to stay, and I mean, we've all played a lot of WCs. I don't think this one had any special symbolic meaning we were really looking forward to. So,
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
it was.
I remember speaking with Jobin about it, and we found that Spirit Airline was like giving us plane tickets for like $250.
Mhm.
So we started messaging all you guys, and we were like, "Hey, Spirit Airline 250, free house, let's go, boys!" And boom, 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 one after the other, we just kept getting you guys, and it was like, "Heck yeah, this is it, this is it, we're doing it."
Yeah, I love that, but I would never fly Spirit Airlines. I would pay more to fly still to East Coast.
It was.
I'm also one and done on Spirit Airlines. I've done it once, and I do not plan on doing it again.
I
Oh,
think that was Maryland is when me and Paul flew back Spirit, and we were just thankful that our bags made it back.
Yeah, I think that's the big one. Is like, I suppose I'd fly if I just had a backpack or something, or like a duffel.
Yeah,
But
then they charge you.
I hear the horror stories of like luggage in a completely different state, or I don't know. It's all over the internet.
well, Jobin lives by Spirit. He will only fly Spirit because basically when he came in, he basically was just like, "Yeah, I get free bags. I get to go in the airplane first." He would take his sleep medicine and just pass out. The rest of us had to wait in the end. Yeah, the seats were uncomfortable, but
Well, thank you for your service, Jobin. You get it
yes,
good.
thank you for your service. So that was the news. It was kind of big for us. We were able to get a team. That was what, like under a month to get everyone together and just basically fly out to Maryland, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fairly quick.
Yeah, and then when we get out there, uh, yeah, let's before we start talking about that, let's pop up some videos and start watching. So let me get that going.
Join activity.
Yeah, join the activity, boys, so that you can then watch YouTube. But hold on. It's because I have the wrong link. There we go. Boom. Add. and expand. Can you see that?
I do. I have to maximize my screen because I brought up all my YouTube links for some weird reason.
I
Interesting.
cannot see it.
You can't see the video?
Oh, wait. Hold on.
Oh, here we go.
I can
Got
see
it.
it. I can see it.
Okay.
I can see it. But I don't have the expand button on there.
Oh, just click
it's
on
really small.
the open link. It's weird. It's like in the corner, top left.
I got it. I'm good. I'm ready.
Okay. I forgot I made the title screen a little bit too long. So video right now.
Don't say anything incriminating, Robbie.
This was cool. I was on like 0 hours of sleep and just hella cranky.
What the?
Yeah. Oh, look at that. There's Edwin.
I'm locked in.
Edwin.
No.
Oh, there I am.
Just
He even laughs in Spanish.
Hey,
Wait, I want to go with Avian. Let's all go.
all right.
Let's all go. We're all probably need to help.
Okay. So for people that are watching here, who wants to explain what happened and why we're at Valken headquarters, which at the time they're not our sponsor. So
I will.
I'll go ahead,
Unless
Paul.
you want to?
I got it.
Do it.
So we show up to the event, and I think in total between like the 10 or 12 of us that were there, we maybe only had like 40, maybe 50 pods, if that. I think we didn't have, okay, so we had a lot lower than that. So we're scrambling together to try and find a way to get pods the day before the event. And granted, like we all had to fly there, so flying with pods is not necessarily the easiest thing to do. So we're sitting in the basement of Dylan's family's house, and we're literally trying to find ways to get pods. Like the event, they don't have any. Like we're not able to get any pods from them. We start like calling all these paintball shops. Like we're trying to find anything that's in a relatively close manner to drive to. And somehow Dylan's wife, Avian, like finds Falcon, right? We just thought it was like a basic paintball store. So she calls them and says, "Hey, do you guys have pods for us to buy?" And they're like, yeah, we do. And we're like, okay, is it something that we can come and get today? They're like, yeah, sure. And so we said, can we get like 100 of them? And can we get blue and gold by chance? They're like, yeah, we should be able to put something together today. So, all right, we hop in the car. We get 2 cars full of people. We drive like 35 minutes in the opposite direction of where the field was. And we get to the warehouse. And this is what we walk into right here. It's just astronomically like impressive. There's Avian.
Yeah, I don't think I've gotten to that point yet. I forget where. But oh.
Look at that beard. Oh my god.
Okay.
You just like you came back from deployment.
For real.
So here's where I ask Paul for an update to explain to us like what's going on. So let me play that.
He'll tell you how to skin it. Yeah.
Hey Paul, tell me where we're at right now.
We're at the Valken warehouse, aka Valken headquarters. That could be true. I could also be making it up. It sounds good.
So much paint.
They had skids on skids.
Yeah, so that was fun. Like
Place was huge.
yeah, that place was awesome. I would have added more clips, but I didn't want to include people's faces that I didn't have permission. But yeah, we got there. This one lady helped us out. She just basically gave us like 3 boxes of pods, and she's just like, "All right, here you go." And then Jobin's like, "We need pod bags," and the lady's like, "Oh yeah, here, take them." And we're like, "Oh, okay, sweet." So from there, we were able to finally get pods because AJ, I think we only had 10 pods total.
I know I had maybe like 4 in my pack. Like I did not want to travel with a bunch. I thought like Joseph was coming up with a bunch. Like no, that's not how it worked.
Yeah, no, we did not prepare well at all at this event. And yeah, so the event was at OXCC, and this is some clips of us just finally getting there and just walking at the field. We got Dylan, Jobin.
The amount of turf that they had in rolls driving into the field was wild.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to play at this field a lot back when I lived on the East Coast, and It's a good field. It's a really nice field.
It
But
got hot there.
it
It got really hot there.
super hot there.
Me and Paul were competing to see who could pee the most.
That's every event.
Okay, explain why.
It's just like how you keep your buddy hydrated. Like it's if I can win the peeing contest, that means I'm drinking more liquids than he is, which means I'm hydrating more. And he and I are both competitive, and it's a way to look out for each other so we don't get dehydrated.
We were also bathroom
Huh.
buddies. Like every time one of us had to go, the other one would be like, "All right, I'm going too." We go to those porta potties right there to the right.
Yeah. Buddy system. You never lose your buddy.
Which we finally started this past event, which was great. Okay, so we were actually staged up right behind Brimstone Smoke over here, so that will be. I think I have a few clips of that later on, but I like people camping out. I think Aftershock was camping out there. It was. Explain to me, like, how was this place? Like, when you first walked there, was this what you guys were expecting as like an ICPL event, or was it something new, something different? How did it feel for you boys that play a lot of NXL?
I definitely think it was small, like in a sense of like we've gone to other ICPLs like Chicago and the Florida event we just went to. It wasn't overwhelming like these other events, but it was cool just 'cause we were walking in there being like, cool, we have a pro spot, like let's have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel the same way. The staging area was definitely like you park, you walk through that spot that we just walked through, and then there's the tents and the bathrooms and the check-in and like 2 vendors, and that's it.
Yeah.
But then when we walk the fields and play, you walk down that road and it goes a long ways. There's 3 fields back there. It was
It was
really
two.
big.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like a
Well, there was the trenches, Woods Field, and then there was like the full on Woods Field.
Yeah.
okay. And then when you go down to the left, there's those other fields over there. It just it was different for sure. It was brand new. I did not know what I was walking into.
Yeah. It was something different. Like I've played a lot of NXL. Like I played like 2 NXL events. I'm sorry, not NXL. It was PSP back then. And then a lot of locals, and I've never been there for like a Woods game or whatnot. But yeah, boys, you guys remember this field? You guys remember the trenches and everything?
You remember the beehive that was in the middle of the field on the snake side? It was like right near where Jobin's walking.
In the trench. But
Oh man, I'll be honest, I could not, like, I don't know about you guys, but like I didn't know how to really walk this field and figure out things like where's a good spot to go.
I don't know where the start date is.
There you go. I mean, I will say it's weird when you are on a field and you can't even see the home on the other side. Like that's tough to start with.
Oh, it's so tough because you can't, like, we're so used to like looking across the field and seeing where the guys are running, and here you can't see anything.
it's kind of overwhelming, honestly.
It-
You're like,
it-
how do I plan for this?
Yep. Like,
Yeah.
And I mean, I look forward to doing this field again sometime in the future because this one was really hard to walk and like figure out. Like, and we struggled on this layout all weekend, even in like playoffs after we had the opportunity to like play it a couple times.
yeah, I think the fact is we were excited that we were a pro team, but then we were and I'm trying to say this in kind of a nice way, but we were so comfortable with Capital Edge and understanding how the mounts played, understanding how the hybrid ball played. We kind of assumed, oh, okay, we know what we're doing. We had no idea. We had no idea how to walk the fields. We had no idea how to break it down, how to figure out what's important, what's not important. And
Yeah,
it
we can
was
also walk that field over
it
there. We
was-
can also walk the woods ball.
let me put my voice down.
That would-
Yeah, it was a huge learning curve, and I think it was tough. That was me. Yeah, it was really tough to try to break it down.
Yeah, my favorite memory on that field was probably the point that we kind of like played a joke on the other team. I'm being honest. Everything else is like neutral at best.
We'll get to that point. We won't get there yet. We won't break that down. But yeah, so now here we are finally at the Woods field. And this one, I'll be honest, I thought this field looked awesome. It looked like a lot of fun. It just reminded me back when I was first starting to play paintball.
It's got big Greg Hastings vibes on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, yeah, it was also like we still couldn't figure out like, dude, why can't all the start boxes be that big? Sorry, I just want to say that. Like, why can't they be that big? Because then that gives us space for all of us to take somewhere and just.
Because it's got to give me and Paul a reason to trip over each other running up to the 50.
It's not
You
only
don't
you.
trip over me. You don't trip over me. I trip over you.
Well, point said.
And then Donkey just basically bumping into everyone and forcing us out. So what do you guys think of this field? All right, before we continue watching here, let me switch over to the grid. All right, what do you guys think of the field so far? So we walked. This is before we started playing. So let's talk about the trench field. What were your first impressions when you first got there, and like how did you think it was going to play out?
I thought the Doritos side was going to be fun to play with. Like, I thought like it was a little bit more open. You can see a little bit more of what's going on with bodies and where they're running.
So people might not know what Dorito side for us was. So which one would that be?
So we called Snake side the side closest to like that pathway where people were walking to get to their fields. Like that's where most of the spectators were. The Dorito side was the further side where there was a little bit less trees, more trenches, more double stacks, things of that nature. And the reason why we did it like that was because it's not so snaky over there on that Dorito side, I guess you could say. But it was confusing. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was confusing.
I feel the same way, honestly. I don't feel much different than Adrian did.
I think it was one of those fields that like trying to communicate we knew was going to be a challenge for us. Like 10 guys trying to get communication across. And that's the one field I remember where we had the castle call. We developed the castle call. And I just remember there was the one point where Jobin's yelling castle, but he's yelling my name specifically. And I was just like, oh, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to get over there. Like, I didn't even know the route to get to over there to help him. So
yeah,
it was a tough one.
Yeah. Plus, I think nothing against the guys that we picked up for this event, but we had Devin, we had Uno, we had Jeff, we had Edwin, and we had my buddy BC, and it was just like it was kind of half like OG Golden State players and then half pickups. So it was not only was it us not knowing the field at all, it was also trying to gel with these new people and seeing if they will actually work together with us and whatnot. What were your thoughts about like before us even playing? Let's talk about like you saw these people and you're like, okay, how did you feel?
I think it's not tough to get to know people, but it takes effort. And I think like over the span of a weekend, there's only so much time to get to the things you need to get to. And like the tournament was a big one for us, but at the same time, we have to know the people we're playing with. And so not to say that it took away from the tournament, but it certainly requires effort, and there's only so much time to put in effort into so many places. So it added another layer.
And I think we only had impressions from them from our chats, like from our group chat. Like, I don't think we, I feel like everyone on this team has known each other like through mutual connections. Like all the OG guys were all through mutual people that we knew or have played with in the past. And I feel like that was a very similar concept. So I was just kind of going off the word of like you, Alejandro. Like, oh yeah, my boy BC, he's good. He's D1, whatever. Teeter, Jobin knew Teeter, right? So that was kind of the connection there. So yeah, it was really hard because like, okay, it sounds like these guys are cool. And then we get to the event and they started acting cool. So it's kind of like,
You're like, what am I not seeing? Oh no, wait, it's good. Okay. All right, let's go.
Cool. All right, let's watch some more. Let me know. Can you guys see the video now?
Yep.
Okay. So I think I still.
And then probably a little bit
By the
farther,
way, his beard.
and I'll just live there while a bunch of people shoot at me for a
Jobin.
while.
Only gotten bigger.
It's only gotten bigger.
And
Cheers for you, Jobin. This is for you.
kill the rest.
I like the game plan.
Yeah. So one thing is like,
That
dude,
is bark now.
those mounds when you get shot, just the paint hitting it and then the chips flying off, scared the living shit out of me. Oh my god. But biggest thing we learned on this one was the blind shots. Like, wow. A lot of people weren't really like holding a zone or whatnot. It felt like a lot of teams were just blind shooting and they were just getting people out, and it was crazy. Up. All right, hold up. Before we go into that.
Those were fun.
Yeah. And then later on, so I don't have enough footage of the woods because we unfortunately weren't able to record a lot of it, but what we learned was one side dominated the other, so you needed to get the far side. So the side we're on now is the low side, and then where we were in the beginning of the clip, it was the far side. And we learned that that side basically dominated everyone, and everyone always won on that side. So that was a big shout out to Devin's friend that helped us out. I'm sorry I forgot your name. But yeah, so next clip, we're about to go into the hyperball. We're going to start watching that. And I want to give a big shout out to Solus Photography. He's the one that recorded 2 of our games here, so I used his clips so that we could reminisce here. So let's get right at it. And I think the first one we're playing is the Saints, which is a mix between the LVL, a few LVL Pro Team players on there. So I think this is our first match.
I really like this field.
Okay. Go with that. Let's see. What did you like about it?
I will say, I think just from the experience with Golden State, I feel like our strengths have always been on the hyperball field. But this was a very like traditional type hyperball field with the snake, center 50, the Dorito side. I feel like there was a lot of action over there on that snake side for sure. A lot of action. But yeah, it was a big middle where Paul and I were able to go to work and really like work together with Dylan behind us just fucking yelling his guts off and not listening. So that was pretty fun.
Okay, I'm going to call out Dylan, and I know if he's watching, sorry, bro. What are you doing? If you have this much space and time to look like that, move your ass, man.
He did. He just needed some encouragement. This was actually really funny.
Okay, go for it.
We were closing the game out. I'm pretty sure they had 2 left, and we knew it. Like we knew where they were. We knew the count. AJ's in the 50. I'm in the 50. We were probably up like 5 or 6 bodies, and Dylan is behind me in that 30 rollie, just like screaming as loud as he can. Kill 2, or we got 2 left, like back left, back right. I don't even remember where they are, but he is going crazy. And so much so that like I stop, I turn around, and I call his name. I go, Dylan! And he can't hear me. He's yelling too loud. Dylan! Nothing. I like completely stop and turn all the way around. Dylan! He stops yelling. He comes to. He's like, what? I'm like, can you get up here? He's like, oh yeah. And like he said it just like that. He goes, oh yeah. And he drops his gun and like trots all the way up to the 50 like it was no big deal. The complete change of character got me so good.
Oh, Dylan.
Got me so good.
Sorry, Dylan. Cheers for you.
And this was the first point where me and Paul running to the 50s ended up running the same route.
Mhm.
And I'm running up, and Paul's right here, and he bumps into me and falls.
No, you bumped into me. I ran a straight line, and next thing I know, something was running into me. I will not let you say that I ran into you. Not even almost.
Oh, I think this is it. Like,
Okay.
I think
No, this is the second time you did it. This is the
hold
second
on.
time you did it.
No, this is the same match. So we won against Saints. So we beat Saints. Big shout out to Julian because Julian was in the snake corner. I died early, and Julian just kept screaming, pawn 1, pawn 2, pawn 3, pawn 4. The kid was killing it in the corner. Thankfully, I found Uno's girlfriend recorded the match on her cell phone, so this is what we're watching. So it's the same
Yeah.
match, just no audio, unfortunately.
Yeah, here's what you see.
Hold on, wait. Oh,
Boom, there goes Paul. He crawls up to me. He's like, I was like, dude, you good? He's like, yeah, man, I fell over you. Like, but that was fun. We both made it up there safely. We were both talking calm, cool, collectively.
I got shot.
that was a cool spot to play.
Yeah, that was definitely a fun field. I wish we played more matches in it. There's my boy BC, really pissed because he got shot. But dude, Devin, I gotta give props to the dude, man. He just was like on it that game. I just not knowing him, dude, he was good. And Uno too. Uno was staying alive, holding down that D side because now we lost Devin. They were really impressing me.
Shout out to Devin for throwing up on the wood field and continuing to play while throwing up and shooting people.
The thing about that story is I love the fact because I remember I was in the back center in the woods field and I'm talking to Devin and I'm like, Devin, can you hold this lane? He's like, yeah, I got it. And then he just starts puking. But then Jobin's like, hey, I need help. Devin goes, you know what? That's fine. He starts crawling, shooting, and puking, gets to the spot and protects Jobin.
Oh my gosh.
Hey man, that's commitment right there. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's when they ran down Jobin right here. So right now we have Uno on the far side, Dylan's in the middle. You two are up at the 50. Edwin's right here holding down the snake, I think with Julian still alive.
Who's directly in the center?
So right,
That's Dylan at the 30 rollie.
yeah.
Yeah, but no. Dylan is at the 30 rollie. Who's at
Oh,
this like 20 stand up thing?
Yeah, no, that's
Oh, that's
Edwin.
Edwin. That's Edwin.
Oh.
We got to work on his English.
Edwin.
Oh,
What a guy. What a guy.
I love the dude. We'll talk about what he did later on in the woods ball to you, Paul, because I want people to hear that. But hey, I mean, he did his job. He stayed alive.
Yes, he did.
He was the last one left on the snake side, so this is right when you guys started clearing that center, and then Uno's helping down on the D's, so then you guys are finally going. And now, I think it's just snake corner and Dorito corner left.
Yeah, I think there was the one in the Dorito 2, I think.
Mm-hmm.
AJ, isn't this the point where he went and bunkered the center 50 and then came back?
No, that's the second match.
Oh.
Yeah, I have the clip for
My
that
bad,
one.
my bad.
That was a 5-pack to finish the game. I was pretty stoked on that one. Because you hear the audio of the camera guy saying, "Oh, he got one, he got two, oh, he's still alive, oh, there he goes," and I think he finished the game.
There goes
Oh
Edwin.
yeah, Edwin.
As you can tell, this is Uno's girlfriend because she's only filming Uno. Shout out to her. She was awesome.
Where is he at that orange covered laydown over there in the back?
Yeah, he was on the Dorito side. And
Look, you can see Dylan staying tall, just yelling, railing his gun.
Yep.
Come on, Dylan. You need to move, man. Yeah, I think after this match, that's when we were walking off, it was the first time that I guess Billy Bernaccia, right? He came over to us and he's like, "Yeah, that checkmate call is really cool to hear at the end of the game." That was pretty awesome.
I do remember a comment like that.
Yeah, I think that was the first time we were actually able to say it.
True.
Because we lost the first 2 rounds in that trench field. My God, they were just rough.
We played 4 matches this first day, right? Or was it we played 5 the first day?
No, we played 4. We played 2 in the trench, and then we finished it off with 2 at the hyperball.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then because then we played woods the next day and another trench.
Yeah. Yeah. There goes Paul backing up. Uno, it must be awesome having, a personal camera operator. Oh,
Look at Dylan.
there goes Dylan. The way, can I just...
And then he just takes off running to go bunter someone out.
He's got such a funny little run there. It's like it's not even that's not even a full force run. It was just like tiptoe, tiptoe, tiptoe. It's my first time running tiptoe.
It's like a Chris Evans run, but a lot less fast, like slower.
Chris Evans got to poop.
Gotta poop. All right, so we won this one. So I think the next clip that I have coming up is our second match on the hyperball. So this is the one where you were talking about AJ bunkering out the 50.
Yeah, and what's funny is going into this,
There
me
we
and
go.
Paul at the gate were like, all right, take one step over, right? We're not going to trip over each other again. And sure as shit, he still tripped over me. I knocked him down again.
So again, big shout out to Solus. This is your footage. Follow, subscribe him. Great camera operator. Got some great footage out there too. And
This
Excel.
looks like it'd be a hard field to film on.
Yeah. So I remember this because I bumped up to that 20 roller right behind you guys, and I don't remember who I was talking to, but I was just like, hey, we got to get that 50 out. So I start running, like I get myself up to go, try and make the move, and then that's exactly when AJ went for it, and I was like, oh, all right, I got to back up now.
Well, what's funny is that I didn't know Paul was behind that little box. I looked behind me and I was like, oh, where's Paul? So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm gonna be the one to make the move. So I like step over one of the rollies right here, like the bottom one. There's 3. There's the top one, and they're cut like stairs.
Yeah, you can see it on the right, on their side.
Yeah. I want to just mention something. This face right here, Paul, you literally look like a gopher coming out of a hole and just like, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, I see someone. All right, we're good.
Just trying to watch over my boy in the 50.
I tell Paul, I was like, I'm gonna go try and bunker him.
I'm like, thank goodness, because I'm not.
1. I stayed there for a second because the back left was shit. I mean, you could see that guy's hopper right there, right where that guy's walking out.
We also have
I knew that guy was there.
So I know Jobin's screaming Charlie 3, but I have a feeling BC is just like, I don't know what Charlie 3 means. Like, what are you talking about? Shout out to Max's jersey.
Look at all those guys walking off.
And there we go.
And it's funny because you hear the cameraman saying like, "Oh, I couldn't really see, but I think that the guy in the center just went and got the last 5 guys." It was a fire moment. I just saw red, but it was like one body after another just kept exposing themselves to me, and it was just a lot of fun.
So now,
Is this the tree point?
no, I have it in there, but this is now us finally playing in the trenches here. So we got Julian, BC.
I don't know what he's talking about. How do you see a mirror there? How is that like? This isn't no mirrored field.
Well, I think their side, at least you can see
Yeah,
down.
they had boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was getting wild. People were shooting under those crates at the feet.
Yep.
Dude, it was stuff that like we're not used to. Like, oh, you can actually shoot people through the holes. Okay, cool.
It's just stuff for me. It doesn't really make sense. Like,
Yeah.
here's this bunker with a really strong advantage, but you can get shot just hiding behind it. It's like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I like how they scream pawn 1, which is great. That's awesome. But like, you could hear Jobin in the background going like pawn 1 from where, and no one has a clue. Oh, Julian, you gotta put that pack in a little bit more, bud.
Hey, White House! White House, BC! Echo the White House! BC, echo the White House, please!
Oh, is that the point, AJ? That he's screaming at you, White House?
No. This was like I think Julian and BC die, and Jobin goes by himself on the castle. So castle was our call for like, hey, I'm on an island, pretty much. Yeah, then Jobin screaming, AJ, White House, because I was up in the middle. I was like one bunker away from it, but like we couldn't really move or do much up there. Like me, Uno, and Devin were having issues. Like.
Nick, just let it go, Nick. That's my buddy Nick. Nick, there's no... There you go, Nick. Walk away. I couldn't figure this out because, like, you watch these teams and, like, they were hitting the trenches and they were just going through super easily, but, like, I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, the trenches are pretty shallow also.
Yeah. Well, all right. First off, big shout out to Uno's girlfriend right there because she was a champ. She, in a few of those, like, seconds in that clip, she got shot, but she kept filming. So thank you for that because, like, we wouldn't have this footage without you. So that match, it's a trench field, so we lost it. So here's another match that we got here. Who is it against? I have no idea. But now we're on the opposite side.
Yeah, the one thing I think too about bringing these 5 guys that to the event is that I don't think they knew our chess calls exactly in full. I think that was a little bit of difficulty trying to get them to understand like A, B, C, D, E gridded out.
Yeah, but I think like okay, so the A, B, C, D, E work. I think we finally figured it out, but like it works on Hyperball perfectly, on Mounds perfectly. It works, but like. This, like, woods, it doesn't work.
You're just guessing.
Exactly, and it's just trying to figure out what to do was just how do you name these spots? I mean, if anyone out there figure it out, like if you have an idea on how to do it, please let us know, like, because we're still trying to understand how to break down a woods ball field.
Yeah, it's tricky for sure.
Yeah. Well, we just heard Jobin say that we're on lockdown, and basically what he's saying is it's just BC and him on the side left. Like, they're the only two, which, you know what? As much as we know Jobin as, like, a strong 1, dude, he's a very, very strong 3 now, too. Holding it back, keeping that discipline of making sure that side is down and in control. Props to him. How much you want to bet that him screaming all that stuff and he has no idea where or what it means?
I'm going to type something in our group chat. Because
Okay.
I don't want people to know the idea. But I have an idea about the field walking.
Okay.
There's a little voice crack there. Just log it down.
But I will say the backline comms right there are pretty good. Because that is me in the center, and I was trying to make sure that everything being said was being spread out with everyone.
I just thought Jobin's idea of hiding in one of those bushes, like in the back corner, just like trying to hide in the bush and then just pop out and start shooting people once they get to the flag. I thought that was pretty funny the way he was explaining it.
I mean, I had to do it one game. Alright, it's the same point, but now Jobin is backed up. And just like he said, he's in the bush now.
Hey, Alpha 1, Alpha 2, Alpha 3, 4 bodies over here.
And that's something else right there. Like, us trying to, like, we don't commit to a side. We kind of like try to break it out evenly, and I feel like sometimes that hurts us.
How many Bishop? Copy. Hey, Bishop 1, pawn 0.
Hey, but that's great comms right there. Jobin and I figuring it out. Bishop 1, pawn 0. But like, what do you guys think? Like, do you think that's one of our issues? Is we just break out too evenly on every side, just making sure we have a good amount and we don't commit to one? Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing, or it just depends?
I think go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think it depends. I feel like for the most part, it usually works for us, but this is one of those fields where it didn't.
Yeah, I think we could go into games with like a push side, like a side we're gonna attack, and like, all right, we're gonna push the snake side. Let's put 6 over there, and the 4 on the Dorito side, you're gonna go here and lock up zones and stay alive, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that would be like a good next step, but we're learning, you know.
Yeah. All right. So this is another match. Can't tell you which one it is, but we have BC and Julian again.
I think this is from the match before, because there was the part where BC was calling Jobin to come up there with him. So I think that's cutting back to this.
You know, I actually think those 3 worked really well.
Yeah.
But so for people out there, one thing we did get commented by a few people, and Simon's Inception Design came over and told us our jerseys did not work in this field. He basically let us know that blue basically let everyone know exactly where we were, so we were not camouflaged at all. But unfortunately, we didn't.
What do you do? We're like a month out when we found out.
Yeah. Yep. So like I said, again, these clips are randomly because it was tough to set it up. But unfortunately, I didn't get much clips of the Dorito side. So right now we're looking on the snake side with the battle. So I'm sorry, AJ, and I'm sorry myself. We didn't get that.
That's all right. It wasn't too much to watch.
Yeah, that side was certainly slower.
Yeah.
I feel like it was harder to make moves. Everything was so spread out, and once you get to a certain point.
But I feel like any side, like even this side, was hard to make moves.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's
this is it,
shot.
Boys. This is the clip. AJ.
Is this the prank?
This is okay. Let me switch over. All right. So after day 1, when we had the terrible time of figuring out that trench field, we just had no idea what to do. Like we were just like, this sucks. Like we can't figure it out. Jobin had this idea of basically trying to play it as. Oh, sorry. Julian just popped in the chat and said, "Give me the blue jerseys or give me death."
Oh, he got the death.
Yeah, he got the death. So let's break it down. What was Jobin's idea? Who wants to talk about that?
I thought this was hilarious because of the fact that like we literally could not figure out a game plan. So we were like, let's just fucking go to like the back line essentially and just not shoot, not talk. Like let's wait for one of them to get on our side and we're gonna all listen for the bishop call. As soon as we hear the bishop call, we're gonna like come out from like our holes underneath the ground and start stabbing people. And it didn't work. It did not work, but it was funny because the other team was super pissed. We just heard them shooting their guns for like 2 or 3 minutes.
No, it was a lot more than 2 or 3 minutes, man. It was like a good 5 to 6 minutes.
They shot most of their paint before like getting to know where we were at. And like me and Jobin got shot stupid in the middle, like from we don't know where. The ref just pulled us out. But like it didn't work. Like point being is that it was funny. It pissed another team off.
Image. It was Image. We can call him out. It's Image that was pissed off.
We had a whole plan though, wasn't Jobin had a role and he was going to like lead something or lead a play and then he died right away.
So basically Jobin's plan was wait until you see the whites of their eyes. So he wanted us to just wait for them to just keep crawling up. So that's what we did. We told the referees ahead of time and we said, hey guys, we're not going to shoot our guns until they get close enough. And the refs just started laughing. They loved it. They were like, yeah, go for it. Do whatever you want. We're like, okay, cool. So we all run to spots in the back line. We sit there and we just start waiting. And it's just paint flying. I remember talking to Jeff and Uno just going like, what do we do? And it's like, just wait. Don't shoot. And then Jeff just kept saying like, dude, I can shoot this guy. And I was like, just wait. And like Paul said, unfortunately, Jobin got shot early for some. I don't know how it happened.
Still don't know where it was.
Yeah, so it wasn't until he got shot, and again, Image is shooting paint for 5 to 6 minutes at us, and they're moving down, screaming, and all that. And I don't remember if it was myself or someone else just screamed Bishop, and then we just started shooting. I don't think we shot a single one of them.
Jobin was near me in the middle, right? So we were up like 30, 40 yards past the start box in like the center area, but like there's a trench right there and a bush. And Jobin was in a spot that like we couldn't figure out where he got shot from. The ref came over, it was like checking him, oh yeah, and like pulls him out. And then like runs next to me, oh yeah, and then pulls me out too. I was like, what the fuck? It was funny the way the ref like called us out though. He's like, oh yeah. Like,
yeah, so right now we're just hiding in the bushes waiting for them. And they're just talking, they're shooting.
It's so quiet.
It is extremely quiet. I even think Uno ran to a corner that was just a bush. I don't know why he did it, but he did it. But yeah, right now all we're hearing is their guns. And that's the ref just walking around. He's just like, all right, I guess you guys are really doing what you said.
Hey, there's the bishop call.
Oh, but I remember the first bishop though, like when you and Jobin got shot, I just remember the line going down, going like, we're all whispering, like we're like, Bishop 1, Bishop 2. And it's like, fuck, we haven't even shot yet. And again, that ref's just waiting. Dude, but yeah, who was it? I forget who told me, but like Image went to Jason and like reported us, basically saying like it was a waste of time. Oh, Julian says you and Paul shot, Paul, you and Julian at least shot 3 people in this match.
Yeah, I remember same thing as, who were you saying could see the person? And you were like, just wait.
Oh,
You see-
Jeff.
Okay, so same thing. I'm like laying down and There's a trench that you could walk it down and up over, and he's standing in the trench and he's like popping his head up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can take the shot. I can take the shot. I'm sitting there and I'm having the conversation with myself. I'm like, nope, wait for him to stand all the way up onto your side. Wait. And he's like bobbing and bobbing and bobbing. And finally he gets up and like walks to check something off. And I'm like, dun, 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 dun.
Oh, so maybe it was you guys that started shooting that we just decided, all right, it's time to start playing now.
Maybe. It took a while though.
Yeah.
We were laying for a while.
Yeah, we still haven't started shooting yet.
Yep, kill another from the center. That's me and Joe and just died.
Hey, Julian just said it was his favorite point. I honestly have to say it was my favorite point too, because it was hilarious.
It was hilarious.
I think it was funny because the ref said like no one's ever done anything like this. Like they thought it was so funny.
Hey, we made history then.
Not to mention we also made playoffs our first pro event here, so that's funny.
Again, that's me running back and forth right there, just like I don't know what to do yet. Like, oh, there's Uno. If you guys look over here, that's Uno hiding in a bush still. We just lost Jeff. I think that's Jeff. There we go. Now we started. Okay, hold up.
It started at 26 minutes. So
So about
4 minutes?
4 minutes. We sat 4 minutes waiting. Oh man, that was funny. But yeah, they went to
go hide.
Oh yeah. I remember. Who was it? Someone told us to just go run in there. Are you sure, AJ, that Jobin got shot? Because isn't this the one that he started hiding in a bush?
No,
Joe
because
got
he was
shot.
he was next to me and he was the first one that got shot because the ref came over and Joe was like, "Where, dude? Where? How did I get shot? I'm in this bush." Like the spot that the ref said Jobin got shot didn't make sense. Like I was right next to him, and then the ref came over to me as I was laying on the ground. He's like, "Oh yeah, you're hit too. You're out." I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Okay. Oh yeah, I remember. This is Uno holding it down to the very end.
I wish those tires were turned to the other way so you could hide behind them.
Yeah.
That's what our original thought was. Just all stay in the tires.
Okay, so I saw that there was a guy on the far right that he's shooting. I think he killed him. So this was also the first event that we started shooting the Shockers and the Luxes together. Right? Or did we do that in ICPO? In Sacramento?
No,
No,
maybe.
Sacramento, I shot a CS2.
Okay, so this was our first one. She's even hiding too.
Well, wait, wasn't Chris shooting a shocker at Sacramento? Isn't that
Because I think
all the
I think I was,
pods?
yeah, and I think I was shooting my Lux then. Because Paul, you were shooting your Lux here that you bought. Like you didn't get yours from sponsorship. You bought it yours.
Yeah,
But-
this is my first time using my Lex.
Okay.
It was also, I
who's-
think, my
is that
last-
Paul?
Yeah,
Oh, so you were one of the last ones.
yeah.
Oh, dude. Okay. What's running through your mind right now?
So like after I shot that one guy I was telling you about,
Uh-huh.
I ran all the way back into the corner behind the tree and just laid down, like completely prone, and tried to do the same thing. I got found out and I tried to fill out a way. I was just trying to hide the whole time, and I tried to hide behind one of these tires, and someone shot me in the pack. Like right when I looked away, someone came from the side that I looked away from and got me in the pack.
Damn. All right. Well, boys, it's that time of the moment. Everyone, this is a very special shout out. I think everyone will know who this is because he used to play for Dynasty. He played for a few other teams. Eric Hunter. This is your moment. This is when we were playing Cap Factory and he saw Edwin And he's like, you know what? I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to take this guy out. So,
Funny.
He got.
Eric, this is for you.
He
Checkmate,
got
boy.
himself.
Can you do slow motion?
I think so. Hold up. Playback speed. Yes, I can.
That is a small gap.
Eric, really?
What were you thinking?
Bro, he like pushed the trees aside.
Eric,
Dude, not even almost.
what are you thinking, man? Like, what's I would like to get you on this live stream one day, and like we just want to we'll do a special live stream. We will do a special live stream, and we will just watch this clip over and over for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and let's just discuss. Because seriously, what the hell are you doing? But
I mean, he got his gun through and got it up shooting.
okay. So Eric is doing it right here. Eric's doing it right. My question though is, what is Edwin
What is
doing?
Edwin doing?
What
Yeah.
is Edwin doing? Why
The
are you?
dude's stuck. Like,
But like, look at how he's shooting lefty. Why are you shooting lefty? Shoot righty. If you stayed righty, you don't have to pop out that much, and you can kill him.
Yeah, the way he's leaning out of that bunker is
Eric, it's just gonna keep going, man. I'm sorry. This is our favorite moment.
he's moving pretty fast on the
Oh,
slow-mo.
Oh yeah. But like, you see the gap. You have a full pack still. Come on, man.
I don't even think if he had an empty pack, he would have made it through.
I don't think so either.
He manages to get his other arm through. He pushes the tree and comes up. He got
I'm
stuck.
All right, last one. Last one.
That's really funny.
Well, Eric, I know you don't know what this means. Actually, you know what? We're going to do this real quick. It's better this way. Eric, I know you don't know what this means, but this is something very special for us. You, sir, have won the Dumpy Dump Award of 2022 for that move. Congratulations, man. That's a very special award. I'll give it to you the next
Your
time.
prize is one Hershey kiss.
and a tree stump.
A piece of bark.
Oh.
Peppermint bark.
Oh,
Perfect.
Now we're thinking.
Oh, Edwin even got him.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what, Edwin? That's fine. You got him, dude. Props to you. So as you can tell, we have Edwin and Dylan. They both go to the same spot. That's probably not what we wanted them to do. Did you guys hear this? Did you guys hear Dylan?
Tobin, how you doing?
The entire time, he's telling you how he's doing. He's telling you where they're at.
Dude, long time no see, friend. Like, what do you want me to say?
Hey, I mean, I know Dylan's trying to be polite, but
I got the right box.
Okay, you guys heard me scream pawn 1 out of the middle, right?
Yeah, no one said it over here.
No one said it. And you know who should have said it? Is Edwin.
Oh, Edwin, or I thought you were gonna go Dylan.
Oh, well, Dylan too. The only one I would say that couldn't hear it was probably Jobin.
Yeah.
Edwin already gave up the lane.
I heard that one.
He moved to the trench. He's in the trench from the Legos at least. Hey, Jobin. I got a little bit of checkers with my gun though.
Do you ever think if like someone was listening to our communication that had never played paintball, nor had they ever knew what any type of call was? Like, what do you think would be going through their head right now?
That's a good
Why are these
question.
guys yelling at each other?
Yeah.
What is the? Would it be checkers in his gun? What the fuck is he talking about?
Right behind you, Jobin. Lego. Center 50 trenches that way.
Wait a second. Is he explaining where the center 50 trench is to Edwin?
Like which way he's looking? I don't know.
50 trenches that way.
No,
Pointing to him.
he's pointing. No, he's that way. He's over there. At the
Is
center
Edwin
50.
looking? I can't tell.
I think we broke Alejandro.
It just proves it it just proves how much of a throw together team we are. Our philosophy of a throw together team, and the fact that we just don't know what, I'm sorry to say it, we don't know what the hell we're doing. So if one guy has no idea where the center 50 trench is, that's on us. But also, come on, bro. It's in this. If he's saying center 50, that kind of, you know.
You gotta know where you are on the
Yes.
field.
Oh, Dylan. That was funny. Edwin, that's on you too. That was funny.
He matched you, Jobin. He matched you. Your mirror.
But you guys see, like,
Lego and your this one.
we didn't know where to push because we're still in the same spots.
Oh, no bad.
All right, hold on.
I like this communication too.
Okay.
It's good. It just makes me smirk.
Okay. All right, we're just gonna go back because I want to hear mine.
Right behind you, Jobin. Lego. Center 50 trenches that
Listen to Dylan to Jobin.
Okay.
He went to the brick. Hey, he matched you, Jobin. He matched you. Your mirror. The Lego and your this one, Jobin. You see what I'm shooting? What? That one.
It worked.
It worked.
You see where I'm shooting? That one.
And you hear Jobin, okay.
Okay. You got it? Yeah.
Get out. Hunter, rest.
But like, you know what I see here? Yeah, we're kind of protecting each other, but one thing we're not figuring out is how can we work together to get down the field?
Yeah.
We're
I
kind
think
of
that's something that us as DMG practiced this last couple weeks is how do we close this? Like we're in good positions, we're staying alive, we're locking it down, but how do we close?
but like
That's a huge part.
it is a huge part, but it's also this is mid game for us. It's like how do we get to our secondaries? I think we've
That's what I'm saying. How do we break the cross? Like, how do we break the zone control that they have?
Yeah, it's trying to figure that out, and I think we're still learning that as we, keep playing together. But it's such a challenge because each field is different. So like we can't go out and practice to figure that out. We basically just have to trust each other and trust how we walk the fields to get to that point. So like you guys on DMG, you get to practice and you get to work together to figure it out. We don't get to do that here.
I can't shoot it. I just can't shoot at it.
Oh wait, sorry.
Can you understand what Edwin's saying? Because I can't.
Edwin, what you got? What you got? Center 50. Alex! I can't shoot it.
Get somewhere you can.
I just can't shoot at it. I'm on the top for a second. Oh, your echo's shooting at me.
Did anyone hear Dylan go, I'm gonna be over the top for a second?
Is that what he said?
Yes.
Yeah, Jovan says I'm shooting inside. Dylan goes, I'm over the top for a second.
Damn,
I think it's okay.
we need to get mics. But just okay. Also, the conversation between Dylan and Edwin is just like, all right, I need help shooting the 50, and Dylan's like, I can't do anything. So they both stare at each other.
You're on your own.
Yeah, they both stare at each other like, okay.
I think that's the problem too. Like that's to be the next step is figuring out how to help
Yeah.
other guys.
Yeah.
I'm on the top for a second. Oh, your echo's shooting at me. Yeah, the echo's trying to shoot through me. Left side shooting red. Over the top on me.
So like for me right now, the guy who has the ball is Edwin.
And Dylan.
The way I see it is Dylan's covering Joven, so that's okay. But Edwin could go through those trenches and try to see if he can get some shots instead of sitting there. So for me, he's the one that has the ball.
I can't tell what he's trying to say.
Wait, how did we get to pawn 1 now to pawn 4?
I don't know.
All right, real quick.
Edwin just said pawn 3.
Did he?
I think
Yeah.
I think it's coming from the Dorito side.
Okay.
Because I know we were getting kills over there. And I think that's where they were coming from. I think it was from me or Uno yelling it across to the snake side.
All right, so let's hear it. Let's hear it, because I did hear Dylan say pawn 1, and you said Edwin might have said something?
Edwin says pawn 3 right before Dylan yells pawn 4. He like added his tilt to the 3.
Okay.
Out of where? Out of the trench! Pawn 1 out of the trench!
Yeah, you can hear us across the field yelling.
Which one? The trench.
Right there in front of me. Which one? Right there in front of me, the trench.
Where's the center 50 trench? Where is it? I don't know.
Echo 5. Pawn 5.
That way.
The Lego's on me. I'm on the echo. The Lego's shooting at me. Yeah, the echo's trying to shoot at me too. And the Lego's on you. He's on the wire. Hey, Twitch on me.
Edwin just got shot.
Hey, lost that one. I'm inside. Hey, stay wire. Stay wire? Yeah, I'm inside.
He was a big anchor in that spot.
Mm-hmm.
Triangles, man. We talked about that.
We'll have to bring that up with us because I know you guys talk about it, but we need to figure out how to do that for 10-man.
Mm-hmm.
See, right here, I kind of would have liked Dylan to go back to the stand-up one.
Bishop, I'm still in the trench. Bishop, I'm still with you. Your wire's looking at you, Jobin.
Okay, what? Who does that help if you're just with, you know, basically talking to each other, just saying Bishop, you know, spread it out to the other side of the field.
This is where Jobin started yelling castle.
So I'm assuming the clip's gonna end here, 'cause unless she follows Jobin. So right now, Jobin's hiding out in the back corner. Actually, you can see his head right now. Left side.
Oh, yep.
There's Travis. Oh, they just shot me. You can hear them right now figuring out where Jobin is. Props to him, he's still holding it down.
For real. For real.
Oh, there he is. Ah.
Did you hear that gun? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
We could not figure out that field.
Not yet.
Not yet. We'll be back. I would love to, this is a shout out to any of the teams we played or who played that event in the pro or amateur. I'd love to invite you guys onto the cast so that we can all talk about the event together and just hear different, you know, different stories. Because I feel like that's a good thing about paintball. Going back and hearing those war stories together.
Definitely.
So again, just reach out to the Golden State Chess Club Facebook or Instagram, hit us up. I'll be the one to answer and we'll schedule something to have you guys on. That's the All-American game. That was the All-American. All right. All right. So in this clip, this is not us. We're not playing this one. It was more, I wanted to show this so that people can see what the Dorito side was like. So this is us watching and Julian's actually filming right now. So right here, that building in the center on the left over here, that's the White House for us.
No, this is the Dorito side.
Did I say snake side?
Yeah, this is the Dorito
Oh,
side.
sorry. Yeah, so this is the Dorito side, which was a pain in the butt to get to, just to go
Is this
on the
the?
sideline. It's not our match.
No, this is the 5-man. It must have been.
Oh, shoot, that was it.
Well, there you go. There's the Dorito side.
There's the Dorito side. Well, I know we missed a few more things that happened that event. So we played Infamous in the woods, and we basically only shot Billy Bernaccia that match. And then we played Mutiny, and Mutiny beat us down. But we had that one game, that last game in the woods on Saturday. It was right, Saturday.
Yep, it was our last game. That's what we won to get into playoffs.
Yeah, that was the game that not only did Devin puke, crawl, and play paintball, but do you guys remember what else happened that game?
Yeah, I was running next to him.
Go for it. Tell him about it.
So, we're like storming them down, like we're shooting them left and right. Me and Jobin are somewhere in the middle. We know where the last guy is, and granted, he's in like a bunker that's like a V shape. Like there's a stack of trees, branches, and limbs, whatever. But it's like he was hiding in it, where you had to like come around and shoot him like in his back, essentially. So we're like 3 or 4 of us are running to go get this guy. I'm running, and I'm about to round the bunker to come get this dude, and Jobin just flies past me, runs, shoots him in the back, smacks into a tree, goes flying, falls into the ground. His tank. He gets up. We go run down. We grab the flag. I'm like, Jobin, calm down. You're good. We're good. Let's keep going. We gotta get this flag back. He's like, dude, I may need to give the flag to you, man. I'm about to die. He was struggling, bro. Like I watched him like bunker the guy, hit the tree, fall, tank go, and then gets up and runs and gets the flag, and we end up like going down. Like that was pretty cool. I think that was the one Woods Ball match that we felt like, all right, we had that. We were hoping that the playoffs were going to be there potentially.
Yeah.
So
that was also the only time we got the right side of the field.
Yep, we got the strong side.
Nope.
Yeah.
But
the left side, I think the first time we played the left side, I think we lost just because of like dumb mistakes, like the whole. Oh, the ref saw that. Oh no!
Wait, what? Who did that?
When there was, I think it was BC or someone. I think Uno was next to BC or something. He gets shot. And he tried to wipe it or something, and the ref saw him do it, and the ref pulled a major on him. So that pulled 3 of us out, and then that was the same match where Edwin almost shot Paul.
Which now let's get to.
No, it wasn't. That was different.
Yeah. Oh,
we only had 2 We have 2 or 3 matches on the woods.
3.
Okay, so then it was the match against Mutiny then.
Yeah, it must have been because Edwin shot me when we played on. Almost shot me when we played on the right side of the field.
Please tell us that story.
I mean, there's not much to it. Well, actually, I guess there kind of is. So, at the beginning of the point, before it started, we all like chose places we were going to run to, and basically Edwin didn't run to his spot. He ran to the same spot I ran to. So that was like the first thing. So then that put like a spidey sense in me of like, okay, I should probably get out of here and do something else. So I shoot my way up to the next bunker in front of me, and I'm just sitting there because I'm taking a lot of heat. Like they saw me. There's more than 2 guns shooting at me. I can look inside. I see people in the middle on our team. I'm talking to them, letting them know what's going on. And then I'm kind of like flirting with trying to look at the wire or over the top so I can move up again. And then the next thing I know, I just hear whack. And this pink blob of paint is like freshly falling down the bunker in front of me. And I'm like, huh? Like that must have came right over my shoulder. And I turn around. Man, what did he say? He didn't say anything. Edwin is shooting some more. He runs from his bunker and dives in right next to me and goes, that was a close one, huh?
Well, that won him the Dumpy Award, the Dumpy Dump Award.
Oh my god.
Wasn't he like in a crawl, like getting out of the bunker and he pulled the trigger by accident?
No, you're right. So he did shoot. He did fall and crawl, but that was after he shot. Like he shot his way in, And then as he was shooting his way in, he fell and he crawled all the way up and he was like, "Oh, that was a close one, huh?" I was like, "Yeah, you almost shot me."
Well,
that was funny.
that event, we actually made it in. We got the wild card spot, so we made it into Sunday, and we had to play 2 matches in the trenches. And unfortunately, we lost both those matches, and we didn't get to move on. But we are almost out of time here. But I do want to finish off with this. I want to hear both your thoughts about the event and yeah, the team itself after that event.
I'll let you go first, Paul.
All right. I just composing my thoughts. The event itself and the team, I mean, we kind of touched on that earlier. I felt like it wasn't the team going in, but like coming out of the event, there's certainly chess club players now kind of thing. It was just kind of one of those things you go through and it bonds you and you're like, man, I'm having such a hard time figuring this out. Yeah, we all are, but like we started it and we finished it and we probably won't ever forget it kind of thing. Lots of memories were made at that event. The event itself, my favorite part was the hyperball for sure. I think that field made the most sense to me. The other fields were really difficult for me to figure out, and yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. The event was run pretty well. I think they did a good job of that. The refereeing, I don't remember too much. I mean, you always did a few calls here and there, I suppose, that you might be questioning. But other than that, it was good. And then shout out to Avian's parents for the place. They let all of us stay in their house, and I mean, there were 11 of us. So, I mean, it was a full house, and they cooked for us every night, and
Yep.
it was just that was a lot of fun for me. I ate probably my fair share and then some of pork belly, but it was worth it. So
awesome. And AJ, how about you?
I think going into the event, I think we didn't have any like really crazy expectations, but to go have fun. It was our first pro event. Like we weren't expecting to make playoffs. I mean, we were stoked when we did, and I think that was a good stepping stone for where we were as a team. I did think it was funny how after we played really well on the hyperball field, we were kind of stoked, hoping that they would do playoffs there or something, and then Tom Cole proceeded to tell us like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do the playoffs in the trenches in the woods because we need to give these old guys a chance." Which I thought was just funny. They knew our strong point was the hyperball, so I think that just kind of gave us a good learning curve to like try and work on these like more difficult fields. Because I mean, yeah, if hyperball is our strength, then we know what we need to work on for the future. But I will say at the event, we got a lot of compliments. We had a lot of people rooting for us. Like I remember when we were watching the computer screen, we didn't know if we were in yet. We had played our last match and we were waiting to see if we were going to make the wild card spot because we were waiting on 2 other games. We were waiting for 2 other games to finish. One of them was a mutiny game, and I forgot who they were playing. But we were staying there, and Ryan Moorhead was staying there looking at the computers, and I remember him. He was on All Americans, and he was saying, "Yeah, man, I hope you guys get in. I'm rooting for you." And we got compliments from like Billy Bernaccia. We got compliments from a lot of high-end people that I thought was really cool. And I feel like that's one thing about this team that we have constantly and continue to do is get compliments, get like really positive feedback. It was our first like event in pro, let alone first year. And I feel like it's been a huge growing curve. And like this last event that we just played, Florida, we knew we had a good chance. Like I think we knew
Don't talk about that one yet. Not that.
No, I'm not. But I'm getting to the point of like the amount of people that have had nothing but high hopes for us. They want to see us succeed. I think that's one of the coolest parts about the sport is that like when you make that kind of jump, that big jump, you don't know who's going to be on your side. Like before going to Maryland, there were 2 teams that went pros, us and Armada. And on Facebook, on the ICPL post of their announcement of us going pro, there were so many people talking shit. And more so of it was directed towards the Armada team, like, oh, why do these guys deserve? And so and behold, Armada didn't win a single game at Maryland, their first event. whereas we made playoffs. So it felt really good. You know, we were able to like get the pro offer and then go out and prove why we